Lieutenant Commander Wayne Woodrow Hayes. A native of Clifton, Ohio, he played center in high school in Newcomerstown. He went on to college at Denison University, where he was a good student who played tackle on the football team, and he was played in the outfield on the baseball team. Hayes enlisted in the U.S. Navy in July 1941 at age 28, about 5 months before the Japanese attacked Pearl Harbor. He eventually rose to the rank of lieutenant commander during World War II. He was a great admirer of General Patton, yet he saw action in the Pacific as part of General Douglas MacArthur's forces. His service record included commanding the USS Ukiah, a submarine chaser, in the Pulau Islands invasion, and the destroyer escort USS Reinhardt in both Atlantic and Pacific operations. Woody got his first college coaching job at Denison when he was still on active duty. Denison was able to locate and give Hayes an offer, which he accepted, minutes before his Navy ship was beginning the voyage through the Panama Canal, meaning Hayes would have been incommunicado for an extended period. After returning to Denison in 1946, he had a tough first year, winning only 2 games, including the season finale. But that victory sparked a 19-game winning streak, a surge that propelled him to the head coaching job at Miami of Ohio University. In his second year with the Miami Redskins, Hayes led the 1950 team to an appearance in the Salad Bowl, where they defeated Arizona State. That success led him to accept the Ohio State head coaching position on February 18, 1951. When he took the job, Ohio State had gone to 6 coaches in 12 years. After going 16-9-2 in his first 3 seasons, the pressure was on, or else he'd be another failed coach. But Ohio State went 9-0 during the regular season, saving Woody's job, and they went on to defeat USC in a rain-soaked Rose Bowl 20-7. That gave them 6 wins over ranked teams and a share of the national title. In 1957, the Buckeyes won their second share of the national championship under Hayes, going 9-1, including a 10-7 Rose Bowl win over Oregon.
Krembles passing, and he's got Jim Houston for 20 to the 10, and he is across the foul.
Up in motion, there's a pitch out. The ball kept by Douglas. He just threw the right side of the line. Breaking the dribbles down toward the 20. Hit at the 20-yard line on the far side.
In 1961, they went undefeated with 1 tie and won another Big Ten championship. After the tie with TCU in their first game, they were undefeated for the rest of the season. The backfield included future NFL Hall of Fame wide receiver Paul Warfield. Also, Matt Snell, who started Super Bowl III for the New York Jets. Maxwell Award winner Bob Ferguson, who also played in the NFL, scored 4 touchdowns in the season finale rout of Michigan. But with growing concern over Ohio State's reputation as a football school, and maybe a little jealousy over Woody, Ohio State's faculty council voted to reject an invitation to play in the Rose Bowl. The decision prompted protests by students on the school's campus. They ended up number 2 in the country. But it hurt recruiting over the next few years, and after the 1967 season, the pressure was on again to win or get fired. He was even hung in effigy. But led by the super sophomores, Ohio State rolled to an 8-0 record and a number 2 ranking going into the season finale against Michigan. Michigan's head coach, Bump Elliott, was also in danger of getting fired at the start of the season. After losing their first game, the Wolverines won 8 straight, including their last 3 by a combined score of 105-9. With the winner going to the Rose Bowl, Ohio State rolled up 421 yards on the ground and crushed Michigan 50-14. But after their last touchdown, Jim Otis's 4th of the game, Woody went for 2. When asked why, he said, "Because I couldn't go for 3. That gave Ohio State the number 1 ranking and a berth of the Rose Bowl against the defending national champions, second-ranked USC, led by Heisman Trophy winner O.J. Simpson. USC took a 10-0 lead in the second quarter.
State in the Southern Cal 21. Turn to throw. Wide open. Gillian.
Ohio State tied the score just before the half.
Raw power for Ohio State here. Turn to Hayes. Faking. Giving off. There's Kern. What a fake by Kern. 3rd and 4 for an Ohio State touchdown. Kern throws to Hayden. Touchdown, Leo Hayden. 8-10. 7 sophomores in the starting offensive team. Kern dumps it off to Gillian at the 10. Gillian is in for the touchdown.
Woody said that his 1969 team was his best. They crushed their first 8 opponents, with the closest score being a 34-7 win over Minnesota. In their last home game, they beat number 10 Purdue 42-14, bringing their winning streak to 22 games. Michigan had a new head coach, Bo Schembechler, who used Elliott's players and had a similar season to 1968. They were 7-2, but had won their last 4 games by a combined score of 178-22. Ohio State was a 17-point favorite, and on the first play of the game, Kern ran for 25 yards. On the same drive, they went up 6-0. But Michigan came right back, and with a touchdown and an extra point, Ohio State was behind for the first time all season. Ohio State went ahead 12-7, but after that, Michigan took over.
Sends the ball is deep. Pearson and Curtis back for Michigan. High, wobbly, hard to handle kick, but it's taken on the fly by Barry Pearson. Barry Pearson gets to the 50, goes to the 40. He may break this one. He's got a man blocking for him, cuts to the 10, and is down on the which is okay. The team captain is all right. It's 1st and 10, and the handoff goes to Billy Taylor, finds an opening, goes to the 25, rides off tacklers, goes to the 20-yard line, down the sideline to the 13 or 10. He's out of bounds on the 7-yard.
Michigan intercepted 6 passes and recovered a fumble.
And there it is, what has to be the upset of the century.
Schembechler played for Woody as a tackle at Miami, served as an assistant coach for Hayes at Ohio State, then went on to coach Miami, just like his mentor. Starting with the 1969 upset, the two teams squared off in a fierce rivalry that became known as the 10-Year War. Hayes and Schembechler's teams won or shared the Big Ten Conference crown every season, and usually each placed high in the national rankings. In the 1971 Rose Bowl, Woody's team was undefeated and ranked number 2 in the nation. Number 1 Texas had lost earlier in the day, but the Stanford Indians upset Ohio State, ending their chances to become undisputed national champions. In 1973, Ohio State and Michigan were both undefeated, with Ohio State ranked first and Michigan ranked fourth. A conference championship, Rose Bowl appearance, and possible national championship were at stake when they played in Ann Arbor in front of a then NCAA record crowd of over 105,000. Their style of play was obviously very similar. That's Ohio State through 9 games and Michigan through 10.
24, Hazelwood, number 43. Look at that defense. In on the play, number 62, Vic Cagle, one of the 3 great linebackers that Duffy mentioned.
Woody played it ultra-conservative, relying on the running of future 2-time Heisman Trophy winner Archie Griffin. They never even attempted a pass until the fourth quarter.
42 of Michigan. Inches, 4th down. Biggest play Michigan has had. Look at this, touchdown! Oh my heavens, what a call! Dennis Franklin on one of the great calls. Everyone was surprised. I know I was.
Yes, I was too. I thought they'd go with the first down. They gambled and all the way.
And now, will they go for 2?
No.
They should have, because after 2 late missed field goals by Michigan, the game ended in a 10-10 tie. The Big Ten's Rose Bowl representative would then be selected by a vote among the conference's athletic directors. They chose Ohio State. Bo Schembechler was furious, calling the decision an embarrassment to the Big Ten Conference. Well, he should have gone for 2.
They have the double tight end set up. And coming through with the ball is that freshman fullback, Pete Johnson again. Clock moving in Ohio State's favor. 4:45 to go. There's Archie Griffin again. Still on the move. 25 to the 20. He may make this. He is over.
In 1975, 11 players received first-team honors on the All-Big Ten Conference football team. Archie Griffin won his 2nd straight Heisman Trophy. When they met in the last game of the season in Ann Arbor, Ohio State was unbeaten and ranked number 1, while Michigan was ranked number 4. Winner goes to the Rose Bowl. Michigan led 14-7 midway through the fourth quarter. Ohio State hadn't picked up a first down in the second half. On third down, Cornelius Green hit the first of 3 straight completions. Pete Johnson went in for the touchdown, and the extra point tied the score at 14. Ray Griffin, Archie's younger brother, intercepted Rick Leach's pass and returned it to the Michigan 3. Pete Johnson scored the winning touchdown, and Ohio State had won another Big Ten championship, and with it, a trip to the Rose Bowl. Going into the 1976 Rose Bowl, Ohio State was ranked number 1. They were a 15.5-point favorite over UCLA, a team that they had beaten earlier 41-20 in Los Angeles. But they were outplayed and got beat 23-10, ending Woody's last real chance at a national title. In 1978, Ohio State fell to 4th place in the Big Ten. They had lost the last 3 games of the 10-year war, scoring only a total of 9 points. He was fired the next day. There were other incidents. In 1959, following a 17-0 loss to USC, Hayes threw a punch at a sports writer, missed, and punched someone else in the back instead. In the 1971 rivalry game against Michigan in Ann Arbor, furious over what he thought was a missed defensive pass interference call, Woody began destroying the yard markers before being restrained by team officials. Hayes was ejected, suspended for 1 game, and fined $1,000. Before the 1973 Rose Bowl, he shoved a camera into the face of a news photographer. As a result, Woody was suspended for 3 games and fined $2,000. In 1977, a late fumble at Michigan caused Woody to charge at an ABC cameraman who recorded his frustration while laughing at him. Hayes was ejected, put on probation by the Big Ten Conference, and fined $2,000. He was also criticized for the way he would occasionally talk to and treat his players.
Now, fellas, I cannot understand him. Who do you have to take? That's right. Who do you have to take? That man. Did you take him?
I went out and stepped up.
What?
I took my scalp.
You're only a senior. I'll be a goddamn son of a bitch. You've made this mistake 15 times this fall. Now you get with it. God damn it, I'm tired of it. You lose us a ball game, and by God, I'll throw you off the squad. He's the guy, you gotta hit him. He was in there.
Well, that's not much when you consider the way the Marine Corps and Army used to train men. Ex-players and assistants will say that for every controversial Hayes explosion, he performed countless more acts of kindness and generosity. He visited local hospitals, donating his time, money, and advice, and insisted that his players complete their education. When he saw them on campus, Woody would stop to ask if they needed anything and how school was going. If a player needed a tutor for any subject, they would get it. Hayes avoided the subject of football altogether when visiting a player's family. He talked about the university and what it could do for the young man's future.
So on the whole, do you find that those standards inhibit recruiting from poorer homes, underprivileged families, ghetto conditions?
No, as a matter of fact, I find good homes wherever I go. The amount of money in the home has very, very little to do with it. The 2 things that are always in a good home is, number 1, the kid is wanted. He knows that long before he can toddle. Number 2, there's discipline in that home, and discipline always implies disciples. He believes in those who took care of him and started to guide him. Those 2 things are always there, and I look for them. Now, Not often, but sometimes we ran onto this youngster from this bad home or no home at all. He didn't get to choose that home, and we must be aware of that. I'll take him and give him a double chance just for that very reason. If he's appeared to rise above those circumstances, I want him. I want to help him along. I can do it. Boys, I don't want you on the football field if you're going to show any signs of apathy. Apathy. Right there. And avoid it like the plague. Avoid it like the plague. It's the damnedest thing in the world, and you'll run on these guys this fall on the campus. Yeah, why get up in the world? Why play football? Yeah, you work too hard. Why do that? Yeah, come on and have a joint with me. And we'll sit yeah, and hell, he'll sit there and look at his shoe for an hour. Yeah, and he's thinking great thoughts. What the hell he's going to do? You think I'm kidding you? I'm not kidding you, am I? No, you're serious. And those people are apathetic as hell, and they're going nowhere. No. Yeah. And there are a hell of a lot of people, and they take a lot of people with them, fellas.
He was so giving, and he practiced what he preached.
He was more than a football coach. He was an educator. He was a politician. He was a mentor. He was a friend.
He was a true patriot. He believed in his country, and so he wanted to develop young men totally.
Woody was a very aggressive, gregarious guy. They didn't know that the guy is the biggest softy that ever lived.
He didn't want people to know that underneath that rough, gruff exterior, there was a heart as big as Ohio Stadium.
Woody Hayes was always a great person first, and a human being, a great American, and he was a great coach.
Lieutenant Commander Wayne Woodrow Hayes, Ohio State coaching legend.